Previously on the DragonBorn's burden. Dex and the guards faced down the dragon at the western watchtower, the skies on fire as the beast tore the ground apart. But Dex didn't run. He charged blow by blow, shout by shout. He helped bring the monster crashing back to Earth. And when he struck the final hit, the dragon's body erupted into spiraling light that poured straight into him. As the last embers faded, Dex stood alone, shaken, changed, and now carrying the soul of the creature he had slain. The world called him a hero. Dex knew it was the beginning of his curse.
I'd barely stepped onto the road when the world itself seemed to inhale. The mountains rumbled, the sky shook, and a single word crashed across Skyrim like thunder breaking open the earth. Dovahkiin. I froze mid-step. I tried to act like this was all completely normal, like shouts from the heavens happened to me every other day. But inside I was thinking, great, first a dragon explodes into me, and now the mountains are yelling my name. Perfectly fine. Totally stable situation. By the time Whiterun came into view, my nerves were a tangled mess. The gates opened, guards giving me that mixture of respect and confusion usually reserved for people who survive impossible things purely by accident. Up in Dragon's Reach, Jarl Balgruuf greeted me with the calm of a man who'd already accepted that Skyrim is weird. So, he said, "You're Dragonborn." Me, still trying to understand what that meant, nodded like I'd known all along. He rewarded me with a housecarl, Lydia, who introduced herself with the seriousness of a warrior sworn to protect a king. "I'm sworn to carry your burdens," she said, which is very honorable, very noble, and also a little concerning, considering she hadn't yet seen how many burdens I tend to create on a daily basis. Before I could process anything, I realized what the Greybeard's call meant. I needed to climb the 7,000 steps to High Hrothgar. Because if ancient monks capable of shouting down avalanches invite you over, you go. I didn't realize how exhausted I was until I stepped back inside the bannered mare. The place was warm, loud, and smelled like roasting meat. Basically everything my body had been begging for since the dragon fight. Lydia followed behind me with that proud, perfectly upright posture of hers, like she'd been assigned to guard the Jarl himself, instead of, well, me. We found an open table near the fire. I ordered ale. Lydia did too. "So, you always this tense? Or is it just because you're stuck watching over the guy who accidentally shouted a dragon out of the sky?"
"I'm sworn to protect you, my Thane. Being tense is part of the job."
"Right. Relaxing must be for people not cursed with housecarl duty."
Haha, you're funny.
That got her to actually laugh. Short, but real. She took a drink, and for the first time I saw something soften behind her eyes.
My father was a guard in Dragonbridge. Taught me swordsmanship before I could lift a blade properly. I wasn't supposed to follow his path, but I did anyway. Joined the Whiterun Guard, worked my way up. Not much of a story, really.
It's more of a story than I had before Skyrim.
And yet here you are, Dragonborn, my Thane.
I didn't know how to answer that, so I just raised my mug. She raised hers in return. The warmth of the fire, the low hum of people talking, the rare moment of quiet, all of it felt like a brief pause in a life that hadn't stopped moving since Helgen. I'd faced the journey up to High Hrothgar soon enough. The Greybeards were waiting. The world wanted answers, and the curse inside me wasn't exactly patient either. But for one night, it was enough just to sit, breathe, and share a drink with someone who wasn't afraid of me. The journey was long and cold. Wolves attacked with their usual enthusiasm. Pilgrims offered cryptic wisdom. And Lydia silently tolerated my ongoing commentary about how 2,000 steps would have been perfectly reasonable. I couldn't help but have a thought in the back of my head. The Greybeards were calling me, the man who recently face-planted out of a cart and survived Helgen entirely by accident. Lydia and I set out for High Hrothgar. The climb up was beautiful and freezing, and interrupted constantly by wolves with deeply unrealistic confidence. The frost troll above the monastery nearly ended us both. Lydia fought like a warrior blessed by the nine, and I fought like someone considering a new career path. At the top, the Greybeards greeted me with quiet reverence and an air of timeless patience. Their voices shook the air. Their words carried power older than the stones beneath us. They taught me to shape the Thu'um, to control what I barely understood at the watchtower. But training wasn't the end. It was the beginning. They sent me on a mission. Retrieve the horn of Jargon Windcaller from Ustengrove. Another ancient ruin. Another chance for Draugr to ruin my afternoon. Lydia and I traveled north, through mist and swamp, to the entrance of the Barrow. Inside were twisted paths, ancient traps, restless dead, and all of it pushing us deeper into the heart of the ruin.
The worst stand tall when the night tries to pull you under. Stand tall, let your heart be the roar of thunder. We'll rise, we'll fight, we'll break the chains, shake the heavens when we say our name. Stand tall, yeah, we'll shake the heavens tonight. Dark and fall, but I still glow. From every wound, the light will show. Or stand tall when the night tries to pull you under. Stand tall, let your heart be the roar of thunder. We'll rise, we'll fight, we'll break the chains, shake the heavens when we say our name. Stand tall, yeah. We'll shake the heavens tonight.
But when we reached the resting place of the horn, it wasn't there. Just a note. Someone had taken it. Someone who wanted to meet me. So now I stand at a crossroads. The Greybeards calling me from one direction, and an unknown stranger from another. Whatever awaits, I can feel the weight of it settling over my path. Dragonborn. Cursed. Chosen. And this is only the beginning.